Today it's Phil from PT Precision Automotive again. Got a disaster here. It's a Volkswagen Transporter T5, 2.5 litre. Yeah, so 5-cylinder turbo diesel. We've done these before. Can't remember if we videoed one of these, but this one's come in with multiple problems. It had stopped on the guy and was towed in, but would start, was running real bad. It was blowing smoke, it's blowing the exhaust gaskets out. You can see this is all soot content in there. I mean, it's just all black in here because of the exhaust gaskets are blown out. It was blowing white smoke and fucking all sorts of stuff, but it would sort of run, but not very well. So we had to sort of diagnose it, pull the front end off, have a look at a few things, and on looking at it, we pulled the fuel rail off because we're going to do a compression test. So we were worried about getting the glow plugs out. We got all 5 glow plugs out, but then we found number 2 cylinder like that. It should look like that. So the top head has gone. These glow plugs are worn out anyway. He had been in here before to ask for a price to get the glow plugs done, and when I told him I wasn't willing to quote him on it because anything can happen to these glow plugs, as everyone would know. They can either snap or they come out right or whatever. Anyway, he didn't want to spend the money. Anyway, so pulled that out. That's gone. Fuck knows where it's gone. So anyway, so we pulled the fuel rail off, and the fuel system's full of petrol instead of diesel, right? So there's one problem. I don't know if that's caused that glow plug to snap its head off or not because it's overheated. I don't think so. It looks like it's been snapped for a very long time, at least a while anyway. I don't know. But the DPF, as far as we could see, or because it's blowing the gaskets out, we're thinking that's blocked as well. So I did a compression test. Most cylinders were on 500 psi. Number 2 was on 200 psi. So they dropped 300 psi. It's had it. So we've got to find out more what's going to happen. Emma over here is doing the job now. So it's a big job, yeah. So she's willing to take it on and pull it apart. She's gotten this far, decided just to sort of video it because it is a major job, yeah. So you've got to have special tools to. You have special tools to lock the crank up and the camshaft up and everything. And then we got another tool that goes over here, clamps the gear. We pull the gear out. Anyway, I don't know how much I'm going to video of it, but you can see how big a job it actually is. There's hours and hours and hours in it. What else have we got here? I mean, look at this.
All the carbon and
that's all the carbon built up inside. Man, that's fucking horrible. Look at these gaskets. She started cleaning this. They were just siliconed on, yeah? It was silicon. Someone's been in here. Yeah, so we've got to clean up absolutely everything. Horrible. The DPF, where did the DPF? Oh, that's down there. We're going to send that off. You can't even see in there. Where's the torch? Right, she's clogged up. Yeah, so there's issues, big issues. So he's in for a big one, but it's not a light undertaking at all. And we're still at the risk of what if the injectors are damaged and whatever from the petrol. They shouldn't be. These are pretty good, these injectors. But why is it down in compression? I'd say that glow plug head's gone somewhere. I'm hoping it's just jammed into a valve and it's bent a valve and it's gone fucking in here. I don't know. But hopefully we can find it somewhere. But anyway, fun. Okay, so we've got their head off. The piece of the glow plug has certainly done some damage in here. The little bowl is warped. Mate, there's a lot of damage here. The piston doesn't look too good. I mean, there's a normal one, right? These are all good. This one's not great. Fuck. So the head over here. We send this to the machine shop. You can see the indent here of where the end of the glow plug has hit. It's done a bit of a dance around everywhere. It's not pretty, but I'm worried about the compression side of things. The designation for the diesel injector inside and that bowl and the piston is a worry as well, but we need to find where the compression's going. So hopefully that is leaking, that valve. I'd say it is, because the valve is actually a bit warped there also. So we might get a vacuum test done on that first and then approach it. Otherwise it's really another motor, realistically, but trying to save him some money. But you know what happens when you try and save people money, it snowballs. But I need to advise him as well of what's going on and which way he wants to go, because to me that piston's not real good. A bit of a worry, this one. But anyway, we'll send it down to the machine shop and get him to do a vacuum test, and if he tells me that's leaking, I'll show him the photos of what I've got as well. And yeah. The piston ring should be okay. The bowl for the diesel injecting and igniting in there is out of shape. Fuck! Oh, good. No. Anyway. We're coming back to this Volkswagen T5 5-cylinder turbo diesel. So there was a lot wrong with this thing. The head had it. Right, so the head, this is the glow plug that it's actually gone through the head. In there was a cylinder. No, that one there. So that had actually smashed into the head and indented the head. But I don't know if you can make it out. There's cracks through. This is where the glow plug goes in. There's cracks there. There's cracks through. That's where the injector goes through. But it's on all of the cylinders, right? You can just see the hairline crack. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can sort of see that there. But they're all cracked, yeah? Look at all the carbon build up in there. But anyway, so that was gone. So you saw the piston, right? So I had the piston in, but I just wasn't confident enough in the piston. Like somebody might say, yeah, it's right to go. Look, I've pulled it out. The weird thing is, number 1, 2, and 3 pistons are different to 4 and 5. What the fuck? Anyway, what it is the valves are around a different way. So you can see here, you got inlet, exhaust, inlet, exhaust, exhaust, inlet, exhaust, exhaust. You know, fucking losing count. So there's 3 pistons that are the same, and 2 pistons that are different. So I had to get the right piston out of the right cylinder. So we've sourced, we couldn't get one brand new, it was overseas 6 weeks. So we've sourced one second hand, but it's rightly so that I did. So I pulled it out. There's the compression ring, right? That cannot move. The second ring and the oil rings, they can move, yeah? That's how they should move, yeah? They spin around, no problems. That top one, that won't move. That has been squashed down. Yeah, it's just smashed. That's I don't know, 8, 10 mil, 8, 9 mil. But that's how much damage that's done. I was really concerned that I cleaned that up in the bore as well, right? So anyway, I've pulled that off. I've changed the rods. I've put the old rod onto here, but new. It's not new, but second hand. You've got to stage these rings as well around. So I've got those ready to go. So we've got the brand new cylinder head here. Injectors are going in. I'll tension those down here. Don't think we'll, because these have got to be adjusted as well. They've got a rocker on these. They've got a rocker set that comes off. New cam fillers. That's for the cam. That's all. A brand new camshaft, brand new head. Because the old followers, they were dished out. They weren't as bad as what I have seen, but there's some pretty bad ones in there. They go. Everyone does a VW. You'll know about that. But so this is all going back together. Obviously, you know, it's a monumental job, but just sort of show you that. I'm so glad I've pulled that out. Imagine spending all this money to do the head and go risking that. I think it's well worth pulling the sump off and popping that piston and go down and getting another piston. Well, at least you know. I mean, fuck. Worst case scenario, oh no, I'm not even going to talk about cleaning the ring land up. That's fucked. Anyway, we'll just show you how we keep going with it. Yeah? Just a bit more on this V'd up T5, 5-cylinder turbo diesel. We just got the head. Well, Emma's doing this. She's down there. So we got the head and all that back together. It's all timed on. So we're just doing the injectors. A lot of people miss these injectors. They're not a pain in the ass, but they're just, no one knows nothing about them. So what you do is you put them up on the rock, on the far rock, you wind the grub screw down. That's backing off, of course, but you wind it up and then you'll feel it come into resistance. So it just stops there. So that's that. You go 180 degrees. So that's 90, 180, yeah? And you lock that off and that's done. I will recheck these, but all that we do is come along. Okay, go Emma. I don't know if you can see this coming in. You might be able to see it coming in. So it's this one is coming up here now. Keep going Em. So here it comes. Here comes the lobe coming up. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep going. Turn it, man. Turn it. Here it comes. This is it. It's up. I generally feel it. Keep going. 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 Keep. Yep. Stop there. That's on the top. Yeah. I get the grub screw, wind it down, and then I back this right off, down. You can feel it all the way, nice and easy. You come down, yep, and it stops. Yeah, off, 180, done. Yeah, it's as easy as that. I'll recheck those though. I'll always double check everything. Yeah, okay, go again, Emma. I'm just showing you that. We got the turbo, we got the hang on, we got the DPF on, everything else is on. This is, you know, it's hours away yet from firing up, but we're well on the way. We assembled all of this on the bench, yeah? So we put all the glow plugs in, all the injectors in, fuel rail on, everything, and then fucking boom, on, yeah? Good. Okay. Just on this transporter, look, we've got it all back together, and then we fired up, we bled all the fuel, we got all the petrol out, put diesel in it, changed all the filters, got everything back together. We fired it up, and it fired up really well, started really well. Then we thought, okay, we'll run the camshaft and the lifters in. A bit of old school, used to do 20 minutes at 2000 RPM. You could do 5-minute intervals if you liked, or everything was good, water was good, oil good, everything. So I just ran it in straight away for 20 minutes. Half an hour, and then shut it down, rechecked everything, and was like, fucking great, perfect. Went to drive it, and it just had no power at all. And I'm like, fuck, something's not right here. Because remember, this had blown, there was exhaust blowing out of here, there was smoke blowing out of the exhaust, and it was a fucking nightmare, right? So we've checked everything else. Thought maybe a turbo pressure sensor. We had a look at, and then you could feel the turbo just wasn't boosting up a lot. These are a bit intricate. There's a couple of solenoids here, control solenoids up the top there that run vacuum to the diaphragm. So it's a variable vane turbo. Looking at that, or a pressure sensor, because of the way it was, it's really bad. Anyway, pulled the turbo back off it to have a look. So the turbo, when we looked at it, was good. Like you can see in there, the wheel looked really good. You looked right around. It all looked good. The other side looked good. There was no problems. It span really well. It was all nice. Yeah, we can turn it over. So it was all there. It doesn't spin too well now. Well, it spins okay, but we've had it apart. So we thought we'll pull it apart. We're not too happy with it. So we had the bore scope down in there to have a look at it, and we could sort of see the back of the wheel, the exhaust wheel. And don't forget, this thing's lost the glow plug end off through and done all that damage. Oh, here's the piston. I can't remember if I showed the piston. So the piston, like the squash, like that ring won't even move. That's how it should move. On the back, that top ring, compressor ring gone. Seats in the cycle out on the piston. So anyway, we've just dismantled the turbo. I'll get this apart for you. A bit tricky. Pull it apart, so we pull it out, and we go, oh yeah, hang on, what's going on? Heck, the wheel is broken. That has come off. That should sit in there. Yeah? That. But then, you look in here, and all the wheel damage. see it's completely damaged. All those dents in through there. Sorry. So all this in here, completely damaged out. Every single wheel, yeah, every wheel. And you can't see that. Not only that, this little plate, I mean that's directional for the turbo gases, yeah? How's it meant to compress and start spinning? I mean it's meant to come through there and out. This thing's just loose inside the housing. Mate, there's a couple of words for that in the trade, but you know, one's cactus. There's a couple others. Anyway, so the thing keeps going on, yeah? It's a very expensive job, but hopefully that's the end of it. How can you save anyone any money when something completely broken is broken? The variable vanes work. Have you seen the other variable vane works? So they just open and close like that. Yeah, let exhaust gases, trap gases, and let them out. Yeah, that's just where it's just like your old valve wastegate, but just in a different format, basically. Meant to be a little bit better. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, got another one coming.